Yay. Hi y'all. We are back after the holidays. First video of 2020. How does that feel? I wasn't able to do videos in the mountain, a retreat that we were in, and that was the very first time that I had stopped doing videos since I started, and it definitely felt weird. I'm gonna wait a little bit as usual to have people get on, and if this is your first time, happy to connect. My name is Eve with Intimately Connected, where we heal our emotions and our relationships with ourselves, God, and the world. And I have experienced a spiritual transformation and growth, I suppose. Yeah, expansion feels more accurate than growth. Growth actually now feels like a competitive word, but expansion of my soul is what I would call it. Nothing major happened, but I've been over the few days that we were at this retreat. When I say retreat, I mean a get together of friends, not a formal retreat. It was one of those periods when your life transforms completely, but nothing actually really happened. And the people that were there, each had some kind of a word and an activation and a message to give, unbeknownst to them. So as the angels usually work through each and every one of us to show us the way and to guide our growth. So I was very enriched during the 3 or 4 days that we were away for the holidays. So I've been trying to make a lot of notes. There was the angels were constantly showing me stuff, so it was really hard to actually write anything down. But a lot of the messages that came through were about the fact that they're going to be showing these things to everyone now, and what it feels like to me, at least, is I'm going about my normal day, maybe talking to someone, and then I'll just watch this movie. But it's a movie with feelings. So you're having an experience of the angelic realms while functioning in the body. And they show me things that happen between people on earth, like relationships. But again, when I say show, it's mostly a feeling. So a lot of love type of feelings that were just commonplace. The best that they can describe them is childhood, when we simply just exist with each other, and there's this nakedness, this intimacy in the most accurate, clean, free sense of the word. And for the last 3 days, no matter what I try to say, it has been peppered with the words calm, gentle, timeless, free, like open, and that this a way of relating to each other it doesn't cost you anything. It isn't a pleasure that you then have to work for, or you first have to work for it and then get it, or even a friendship that you have to perform certain actions in order to receive the closeness and receive the confidences of the other, or their attention, or their genuine absolute love. It's like, it's almost mind-blowing. It's hard to put into words, but the best that we can approach it is childhood. At least that's how they show it to me. In childhood, I put, oh, here we go with the yawns. Oh, those experiences that we just had without thinking about them. And that's just the beginning of what they're trying to convey in terms of how they're working with people's hearts to teach them to stay open, and to teach each and every person from the inside out to let go of. And this was a big pattern the last 3-4 days. They were showing me in people how, and in myself obviously as well, how we desperately hold on to our pain, and we use it as this familiar sort of cloak, because we just cannot fathom that something is free, something so magnificent as this joy and this love and this receiving. We're just so uncomfortable receiving something for free. And in each and every one of us, there are stories of suffering that we complain about, but we really don't want to let go of, because there's a fundamental belief in us still that we ought to pay. We ought to. It is not a rational thing, obviously, not at all. But the psyche, the human psyche that's being worked over now, that's being matured, the soul is pushing through the psyche, through the ego mind, just trying to shine through it. And the message that it's coming with is, you don't have to pay for any of this. You don't have to pay for life, and you don't have to pay for love, and you don't have to pay to be, hi guys, who are joining, just sharing some of the beautiful messages that the angels have been showing me the last few days. Have been the last few days over New Year's. Not only was I in nature, not only was I with very majestic, mature souls, but yeah, I was fully worked over. And so this was the main message, that the soul pushing through the ego mind is just saying, it's okay to stop believing in the cost and price system. Even though you will open your eyes and you will look around and you will see evidence, very, very hard proof of this system being active in life, where even children have to perform for the parents' approval. Of course, at work we have to perform, we know that. With our closest friends, we still feel from the old system of how we felt love is distributed. It has a cost. The old system puts a price. Hi guys. Sorry, I don't do well with looking at comments, but I'll learn. I look refreshed. Yeah, I'm completely. So I was saying in the beginning though that the angels are saying that they're going to be showing these things to people more and more. I suppose in different ways, but I experience it like an overlay, and so there'll be the real experience, and then sort of the hey, look, this is what you guys should learn to do. It's like the some people would call it the 5D version or the angelic version, the upgraded version of humanity. And so this thing with cost has been really interesting, because they showed me in each person how deeply ingrained our belief that friendships, God forbid romantic love, parental love, any relationships, which is our entire life, is just relationships, comes at a cost, no matter how pure the love is. And that, they said, is the old human system. And they show me in my heart how each and every one of us is being rid of, is given the not just the chance, but like being forced by the guiding angels now to stop believing that. Basically, at the end of the day, is to completely break away from our unconscious attachment to feeling like something's due for love, that we owe something, that we owe suffering, even that we owe a storyline. There's this guilt and shame built in that says I can't just receive all this what filter? I don't know. Oh, the overlay layer? No, not filter. No, an overlay. Like I see the interaction and I see its 5D version like an overlay. So it's like at the same time. And okay, so for the meditation, what I wanted to do was first to share that. And another thing about men that came through yesterday and today that was honestly too beautiful for words. I'm having a hard time describing what the angels show me, because it doesn't even, like, my brain kind of can't grasp it enough to like anchor it, let alone like tell a story about it. So hopefully over time, as they show it to me, like I'll find the language. Whoa. The yawning is the body releasing. So let's do an embodiment meditation, and I can feel that there's some beings that want to guide us into feeling our soul. So I'm not sure what it will be exactly. but let's see. It's gonna be beautiful, that's for sure. So find your comfortable spot. Light your candles, your incense if you haven't yet. And come into yourself, greet yourself. Adjust your body, feel your comfort. Let's center ourselves with some breaths. They tend to have a magical effect in our awareness of the here and now. Also that we can learn to come to our place of peace and serenity quicker. If you're comfortable finding your center, and doing it quickly, then go there now. If you need to assist yourself, then let's start breathing from the very, very bottom of your pelvic bones, your hip area. Push that muscle out and get oxygen in the very, very bottom of your stomach. All the way up through your solar plexus, through your chest. Inflate your chest fully. Raise your shoulders, your neck, and breathe all the way up to your clavicles. Hold it a little bit and let it go with a sigh if that feels natural to you. Empty out everything all the way down to your pelvic bones. Squeeze it out, squeeze out the air. And let's do it again. Feel all the places from your pelvic bone, your entire core section of your body, inflating, then deflating. Open up your back, straighten your spine, and become like the bellows of the big fireplaces, just squeeze all the muscles in your belly all the way down through your hips, and see how much stagnant air sits there under our digestive system. We can breathe clean air in all the way from our first chakra through all of your core chakras. And hold it as long as you feel comfortable, feeling the effect of the oxygen going all through your body, spreading inside all of your cells, cleansing, removing debris, sweeping out dirt. In the spirit of the new year, taking out the trash of 2019 and leaving all of your systems. Keep breathing like that deeply as I talk. From your pelvic bone, inflate your muscle out, inflate your belly, suck the air in, into your belly, your lungs, your back. Hold it. Squeeze your belly, squeeze the air out. Hold for as long as you feel comfortable. You'll feel the tingling of the oxygen, refreshing and purifying your nervous system, getting an upgrade of all the wiring, all the connections of the wires inside of your body. So important for the healthy functioning. Watch them light up as you breathe in health, purity, light. Communicate with your body. Communicate your appreciation. As you breathe in healing prana, deeply, peacefully, there's no rush. This is a perfect example of the pleasure and serenity that the angels are inviting us to get used to as our default state. As you scan your body with your breath, as you open up every cell to the light and the warmth and the love that comes in through the prana, through the oxygen. Feel it. Feel how blissed out your molecules become when we start paying attention to their work, to their needs. Allow yourself to receive pleasure. Just like a lizard on a hot stone. Just like a sleeping kitten or a baby unabashed, unrushed, unashamed, relaxed, proud, entitled to pleasure, just like a cat. Any bird flying freely through the sky that God made for that bird to fly through. Any creature that enjoys their life, their gift, feel fully that life has been given to you for free. The angels are inviting us to drop our stories. Simply drop the yes and buts, but this and that and ifs and well, but you know, there is no cost to life. You don't have to pay. You don't have to deserve. Breathe. You don't have to be a good girl, a good boy. To receive God's blessings. And bountiful they are. You aren't expected to prove yourself worthy. Because He made you already. You are already made by the biggest perfectionist of all time. The reason why humans feel unworthy of the celestial type of joy that we, the angels, get to experience every waking hour of our lives. Humans feel unworthy, and therefore they don't even allow it to last very long when they do feel it. And the simple reason why sorry, my chest is burning up. I have to slow down a little bit. The reason why humanity cannot perceive yet into the angelic realms as a whole is because how should I word this? They're showing me a kid in kindergarten placing cubes in the wrong holes and desperately wanting to complete the puzzle. And the message that I'm getting is that we have the most natural impulse is to give of ourselves, to share ourselves. to sing, to dance, to hug, to smile, to share ourselves, to be experienced with another, to gift our being as a gift. It's the first instinct that we have. But what happens is, because we want to give it, it isn't. They're saying God. I'm hearing it from first person, so I'm just gonna channel it straight. I did not make you for everyone. I made you perfect for a perfect purpose, for a perfect people. Do not despair when your gift doesn't fit someone or someone's in a group. Do not despair and give up and think yourself imperfect and flawed and wrong. For I have made you for a specific something and someone's. I want you to know that you should sing and dance and rejoice even through the times when your gift doesn't seem to fit the situation. What this means in human language is, when we're not perfectly in harmony, we're having a problem, we're having a big suffering or fight or breakup or anything that is not harmonious. Excuse me. Allow your body to release in any way, shape and form that it needs to through these messages. They can be very intense sometimes, and your body might need to move and twitch and yawn and sneeze or whatever. It's your nervous system receiving celestial codes and just having twitches, which is totally fine. But allow them so that the flow continues. Where was I? Yes, so God is saying, even though you have historically become disappointed in yourselves, disappointed in me, disappointed in life, because it doesn't turn out smooth and loving and sweet the way you intend it. That's only because you're still playing the game of cost. If you give freely, knowing that I have made you perfect, but not perfect for everybody and not perfect for every situation, and yet you have the urge to give yourself, to share yourself, then do so freely. Understand what that means. Understand that there will only be pleasure and joy in satisfying your desire to give of yourself, to share, which is such a divine desire. As you are light, part of my light, as I have animated your hearts, it is only natural that you want to shine on, as all things do. But humans do it at a cost. And here comes your disappointment, because you then need to find ways to fit in a situation, a relationship, so that your sharing is worth it, so that your gifts are seen and appreciated at their highest value. And when they're not, that truly hurts you. You close your heart. You stop giving, which is equal to death. That is not what I intended. When you give through your disappointment, when you no longer need disappointment, because you simply cherish the giving itself, you will not close your heart. You will go around just like the sun, shining up on everybody and everything, shining on things that are dying, and shining on things that are looking straight at it with gratitude, and shining on anyone and anything that doesn't even notice that the sun has come up or gone down. And yet, no one can live without it. No one can live without that light, nor would they want to. Give like that. Be yourself. Don't bend over. Don't try to fit situations that I did not make you good for. Stop trying to pay for love, joy, and pleasure by changing your performance, changing who I made to fit a small group of peoples equally dead by their closed hearts. It's madness. When you just share yourself, you don't have to do it. It's only if it comes out naturally. You don't have to participate in social groups or parties or political events or family events or friends and co-workers. You don't have to perform to receive love, but in your world, you've twisted it so much, it looks that way. When I made you, I wanted you to just shine, and you can do that. Unconditionally, you call it. Don't find fault with the receiver. Just be yourself in the full pride, pure pride, respect of the creature that I made, who does not need to apologize for its existence being a certain way, liking certain things, speaking a certain way. When you give unconditionally, you will find the situations and the people that I specifically tailor-made you for. And yes, you will receive that additional satisfaction, that additional external validation, you call it. You will receive thumbs up from your environment confirming that this one time there was a deep click. This one time your beingness was fully received. But that should not be the only time in your life that you feel your life is worth living. Yes, you are tailor-made for specific people and specific situations. And all the rest of the time, walk with your head held high, knowing who your maker is and what you're made of. And that in itself will benefit you and all the people that may not be 100% appreciative of what you have to bring. Your confidence itself in your divinity, in your pureness, will support their journey in a much more harmonious way than when you attempt to bend over backwards and pay for your validation. Wake up in the morning and remember that I made you perfect. And with that assumption, go out into the world and do as you please, for your heart is pure. And you will know what the right thing and the wrong thing to do is in any situation. You will be very clear in your gut. You will not what's this word? You will not go wrong. You will not go wrong. Don't be afraid to be wrong. There is no wrong. There's varying degrees of right. I want to see you proud and bold and strong and glorious, lighting up the sky like the magnificent stars that I have created in you, your souls. Your souls are so bright and beautiful. You are afraid to let them shine. You are afraid. That's all. Don't fear your strength. Don't fear your brightness. Anything that you may be afraid of, examined through the endurance of the eons of creation, doesn't stand a chance. Doesn't stand a chance. You don't find in your bellies your soul, and dust it off, shine it, polish it, and breathe from your soul. Put your soul as the authority in your inner world. Trust it. Believe what it says to you. Believe that you are priceless. Listen to it. Listen to your soul. Allow it to feel pleasure and joy simply from the air that you breathe. Because why not? I made this world. I made you. I made the sky. And it's all perfect. The angels that are always around you, they know this. They work very, very hard to help you understand that all I want from my children is for them to rejoice in every situation, to rejoice because it is easy to smile and laugh when things are sunny and bright. Honestly, any fool can do that. What I want for you is to understand the depths of your unconditional capacity for love and pleasure and joy, intimacy, connection, beingness, through the muck, despite the muck. Take on the muck. It isn't a punishment. It isn't a nasty trick, a nasty task. I'll give them lemons, let's see what they do with it. It kind of is that, though, it is that. But the real purpose of pain and suffering on this plane of existence is for your soul to gain its confidence, for your soul to break through the stories of payment due for joy. Life is free. Love is free. Your breath is free. Your planet is free. You could never earn all that you have. Cannot. But you like to try and pay with suffering. So suffering is given, but only to wake you up to the fact that your life is free. And when your soul grows up to understand that, You no longer see a world that doesn't receive your gifts correctly. You no longer see a punishment system that gives you trials and tribulations and you're not sure why. The why is simply because you called the trials and tribulations in your unconscious belief that you ought to pay with something for all the bounty. Until such day you keep paying, you keep feeling guilty, you keep feeling ashamed of your true nature, hiding it, transforming in front of other people, playing roles, afraid to just be that beautiful child that you know you are. Be all those weird characteristics that you know you are. And give with the power of that pure heart that children have. You have the same heart. You still have the same heart. You've just decided to put limitations on it. You've decided that this doesn't work like that and that works this way, and there's rules about these things, and one cannot behave or say or do or be or what I want to see, what your angels are constantly poking you to allow, is magnificent, tall, confident, caring, genuine beings without bondage of rules and regulations that don't make sense to the heart. Ask your children, if ever in doubt, ask your children. Ask your inner child, ask your real life children. If you're in doubt what's wrong or what's right, or what we should do in any situation, ask your inner child. It's always known. It's always known. Wake up in the morning and let your soul judge the situations in your life. You will then experience the purity of joy, simple joy. And when people around you start telling you, or acting as if they expect things from you differently, before you jump to obey, ask your inner child, what would you do? What would Jesus do? What would God do? And work your way every day towards a being that is confidently divine, it won't happen overnight because these beliefs are old and deep, and the entire world believes them. But it's also surprisingly easy to do once you really drop the assumption that you can earn the most amazing states of bliss and joy and happiness. Once you drop the idea that life is pain and suffering, and you just choose to not obey those unnecessary old beliefs. You choose. There will be some practical adjustments to your days, to how you approach things, but it won't be that hard. Because you actually drop all expectations and you truly have no need for validation. Once you understand that you can fully authorize the child inside to run the show, you make that choice, then there's no more fear of looking bad or performing poorly or making a mistake. It's not possible. Any child knows that. There's no mistake in simply being. It cannot be wrong. You being cannot be wrong. You simply are. But you have to get yourself authorized. Oh wow. I don't know what happened. It blanked. It stopped. It finished. Wow. I don't know what you guys felt, but I felt... Oh, who's here? I'm gonna look at notes in just a little bit. I need to... Last thing I remember was we were doing the breathing, and then there's something about men that my guides are keep pushing me to say today, and I can't say it because I'm not... I'll say it. I'll let them say it, but it's not very clear to me what it means. So when I try to translate it, it just... Well, I'll do my best. And I know how they work. Over time, they'll clarify. But the short version is they've been showing me how God is working on men's hearts, the male energy in the world. And again, I'm just translating what I'm hearing and what I'm being shown, so don't like... But something to the effect that women's hearts have been worked on for a very long time, and now God is working on men's hearts. And there's this one sentence that I keep hearing for well over 2 years that I just... Yeah, I keep hearing it. It comes like a stamp. Kings are rising. Kings are rising. kings are rising. And the feeling with that is such awe and worship and amazement that comes on with that sentence. And what they're showing me is hearts of men so, like, I told you I can't find the words for this thing. It isn't kings in the old way of dominance and kings that have control and kings that it's benevolent, not benign, benevolent glory, basically turned inside out, ultimate intimacy, ultimate fearlessness and confidence and glory with vulnerability. The honor in intimacy and vulnerability is my chest area is about to just combust. But yeah, I don't know why they wanted me to share that. It doesn't fit in with anything that I have been working on or writing, but I don't know. So someone has to hear it. So someone who's listening, or many someones. Kings are rising, and it's the most magnificent type of male power. It is uber power. Like I feel this basically grown up little boys, but like grown up in majestic divinity, with the heart of a little boy, the absolute purity of that beautiful, beautiful, big-eyed, dear tenderness in a man, with confidence in those qualities. Defender of the realms of love. I don't know what the words are. I don't know what the words are, but it's amazing what they're showing me. And some of it is way too much for my brain to actually be able to even like recognize. I just see these. Feel. When I say see, it's more feel. I don't know why I'm rambling on about this. There's something that hasn't come out. I can feel it. Because when it's done coming out, it disappears. And if there's some agitation in me that still sort of rambles on, there's something hasn't come out. Okay, let me look at. Oh wow! Hi guys. Hi. Oh my goodness, so many new people. Ayana love doing energy work and meditation. Yep. Yeah. So 2020, huh? It feels so spectacular. I can't even. I don't know what's coming so exactly, but it's I almost don't want to tune in because I just get electricity like up my back. just oh. Yeah, like that. Oh, so all right. I think it's probably God knows what time. Oh wow, yes. Okay, let's go. Thank you guys for joining. I forgot to do the invite. I forgot a lot of stuff today, but it was because I was a little bit like my favorite word is gonna come out now. Discombobulated. Isn't that the most beautiful word? After 3 days or 4 days of not doing these, I sort of lost my momentum. So I'm super happy with what came out. I'm gonna have to rewatch it. I want to ask, as a habit from now on, one of you, anyone who can just at the end of the videos do a 2 sentence sort of recap what it was about, because I'm not able to remember a lot of stuff, and I'm also not able to watch all the videos a second time. So I think this is what I'm gonna do at the end of each video. If I remember to, I'll ask people to just sort of do a little, hi Nikki, do a little recap about what it was about, so that when I post it, I can have a little bit of text above it, or a title, because I never really know what's gonna come out. Um, okay, so I feel that it's done now. I don't know what needed to be said that I just said, but it's done. Okay, awesome. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good night.